when 19-year-old Ashley Laney walks into a new gym in Tampa, Florida. She's intimidated by the hard bodies. Ashley's only recently left home. She's shy, lacking confidence, but immediately attracted to hotshot instructor Tracy Humphrey.
He's nearly 20 years older than her. He's an authority figure, and she immediately falls for this guy.
When you first meet Tracy, he gives you the impression that he really knows what he's doing. He's very confident and seems to really want to help people.
Toby White trained with Tracy at the gym, watching him move in on Ashley.
She was very bubbly, innocent. I started to feel protective of her. I could see how naive she was, how innocent she was.
Weeks later, Ashley's whole life has been transformed. She has a new body and a new love. But she's made a mistake. She's in the clutches of a monster.
Tracy Humphrey's background is littered with violence against women.
He had a very lengthy criminal history, spent time in prison. There were previous cases of him battering women in the past.
One victim is former girlfriend Sandy Razzo.
You don't say no to Tracy Humphrey, because he will get back at you for it. And Sandy Razzo said no to him more than once, but not this weekend. She says no, and he violently beats her and rapes her. She files sexual assault, rape charges against Tracy, and this becomes the beginning of the end for Sandy Razzo.
Tracy's new girlfriend, Ashley, isn't putting up a fight.
He's not only training her physically, he's training her mentally.
According to author M. William Phelps, he wants total control of Ashley.
He understands her, he reads her well right away, that this is a girl with zero self-esteem. And all I have to do is tell her what she wants to hear, and she's gonna be my puppet. She's gonna do anything I want.
He's chosen the perfect target. Ashley craves the control of a powerful man.
The men in Ashley's background were hardly stellar examples of what a man should be. Her father spent most of Ashley's life in prison. Her brother was in and out of juvenile facilities. Men who have a need to control women, to control everything in their life, would not be attracted to a strong, independent woman.
Look at me in the eye.
They are attracted to women who are looking for daddy.
One more. This is for us. Look at me.
That's exactly what Tracy wants. He needs a puppet to take care of some deadly business. Tracy's rape case is looming, and he cannot let his victim, Sandy Razzo, testify.
Tracy Humphrey had made a deal with himself. He would never, ever go back to prison. And he knew that a sexual assault case, a rape case, could put him in prison for 10 to 15 years, maybe 20 years.
Naive, vulnerable, Ashley will do anything for her man. To make sure she does, Tracy seals the deal with a wedding.
Tracy and Ashley get married inside the gym, go out for Chinese food for the reception, and for the nightcap, Ashley's gonna commit murder.
Ashley was only dangerous to one person in the world, and it was the person Tracy wanted her to kill.
At age 19, Ashley Humphrey should be putting on makeup for a night out with friends. Instead, she's getting made up for murder.
She had what she called a murder kit, and in that murder kit was oversized clothes, baggy clothes, oversized shoes, and black face paint.
He figured witnesses, if they saw her, would think, it's just a black guy. They would describe the killer as a black guy, and that's what he wanted, to throw off the scent.
From the safety of his couch, Tracy Humphrey will commit murder by remote control.
Yeah.
Okay, put it on.
Put it on your hands.
No.
I want you everywhere. I want you to look like a black man, okay?
Tracy is a violent rapist, up on a serious charge. Ashley's job is to silence the only witness, Tracy's victim, Sandy Razzo.
Ashley agrees to murder her for Tracy. And the reason she does this is simple. She wants his love. She wants his love. She wants everything he's promising her.
Tracy and Ashley's relationship can, I think, be pretty well described 2 words: master and slave.
On Tracy's orders, Ashley follows Sandy home from work.
Ashley was young and impressionable, but most importantly, she had a very, very strong need to be controlled by a man. In that regard, she was a sitting duck when Tracy came along, because he needed a woman to control.
Sandy pulls up in front of her condo, drives in the driveway, pulls into the garage, does not close the garage door.
From across town, the puppet master now dials in her death.
When you're done.
And he's telling her, you go and you do it. Then she runs into the garage, she grabs the pistol, and she points it directly at Sandy Razzo's face. She begins to fire.
Sandy Razzo was shot 8 times. It was not the first shot that killed her. There was an apparent struggle. There were some shots that hit Miss Razzo in her extremities, others that hit her in, the body, and then there was one that was in her head. It would be a horrific way to die.
Before this, Tracy had said, make sure you look into her eyes and you see the life drain from her eyes.
I still can't get past the fact that she, on her own, walked up to somebody and shot them 8 times.
I think for Ashley, killing Sandy was a pretty easy thing to do because it was just one thing she had to do to keep Tracy in her life, and that was the most important thing.
Tracy thinks he's pulled off the perfect murder. His accuser is dead. He has a rock-solid alibi. But Tracy's need for control will bring him undone. Sergeant Scott Galzewski says cell phone records gave his team a vital clue.
Her cell phone was pinging off of towers. shortly after the 911 call was made. And prior to that, they were pinging off of the towers, which were right by the location where Sandy Razzo worked at. So we started thinking, she possibly was the one that, committed the homicide.
It's gonna be okay. We can help you.
Away from Tracy's menacing influence, Ashley crumbles.
She wanted me to do it.
Who wanted you to do it?
Tracy. She was making up lies about him. He was gonna go to prison.
Ashley is not a stupid woman. There is no indication she wouldn't have had a very good life if she'd used her own brain. But she surrendered it. Her need to be loved by a man, a brutish man, took control of her life.
She needs someone to tell her what to do. And she met, really, Satan. She met the ultimate evil.
Ashley and Tracy Humphrey are both found guilty of murder. Tracy gets life. Ashley will spend 25 years behind bars.
Ashley ended one life and threw her own life away because she thought she needed a man.
I really believe had Ashley never met Tracy Humphrey, she would have never killed anyone in her life.
Murder can be found in the most surprising places.
There was an orb there about the size of a softball, and it was grayish, leatherish looking.
A horrifying secret.
And I said to myself, oh, I hope this isn't what I think it
Is preserved in storage.
I could see the eye and the nose and the mouth of a little baby.
She was using murder as a form of abortion.
In the early 1970s, at Conyonga Lake, upstate New York, Diane Odell is a young woman giving in to her desires.
The way Diane was, it was like, now I can do whatever I want because I'm free. And she did. She met the wrong guys, and she got pregnant, and all kinds of bad things happened.
Diane is a headstrong go-getter who won't listen to her mother, Mabel.
Mabel had no control over her. So if Diane wanted to go out at 2 o'clock in the morning and meet some guy and go for a trice in the woods, that's what she did.
Diane's wild ways soon deliver consequences. A teenage pregnancy with a terrible aftermath.
I think that Diane Odell did not want this baby, and when this baby came out, she was alone, and she murdered this baby.
It's easier to kill a newborn baby for some women because the bond, the mother-child bond, hasn't been formed. For most women, though, that bond starts forming the moment she finds out she's pregnant. That did not happen with Diane.
Diane makes another shocking decision. She doesn't dispose of the body. She keeps it in a blue suitcase. Author M. William Phelps has interviewed Diane Odell, asking her, why?
Well, one of the reasons she gives me is that she wanted to give the baby a proper burial at some point in its life. And she didn't just want to discard the baby as if it was a piece of garbage.
The nameless infant will never be buried.
What?
For the next 15 years, Diane takes the corpse wherever she goes. And as Diane and her mother move around the country, she dreams of finding the ideal husband and father.
She wanted a man to go out and work during her day while she stayed home with the kids. She lived in that fantasy world of the 1950s and 60s.
For 5 short years, she finds that dream. Marriage to James Odell and 3 healthy children. But when the marriage ends, she returns to her wild ways.
So Diane is again without a man in her life. She's got 3 living kids and 1 baby in a suitcase. And she gets pregnant by, she doesn't really know who. She's sleeping with so many different men at the same time.
Her 5th pregnancy is a problem. With no husband, another child is another burden. But Diane has a solution.
There probably wasn't much decision-making going on in her head to kill that child. It was easy. She'd done it before, and the child wasn't doing her any good.
Diane Odell is becoming a serial killer of her own children.
Diane's mind was twisted.
Diane Odell has her own solution to unwanted pregnancies. Murder.
Smothering an infant is very easy. They can die without much effort at all.
With most infants, if something is placed over their mouth or nose, their exhaled carbon dioxide is then re-inhaled in. And subsequently, the child becomes hypercarbic, which is increased carbon dioxide. Death ensues shortly thereafter.
Maybe she did it for guilt. Maybe she did it because she was afraid to leave them behind, thinking they'd be found, and she'd get in trouble. Maybe she did it because she could convince herself if she had them, they weren't really dead. We really don't know. Diane's mind was twisted.
Diane's preserved victims have one thing in common. Their fathers weren't around before they were born.
Whenever there's a paycheck around, she kept the baby because the baby could then, what? Provide her with money. The dad was bringing the money into the house.
There will be more pregnancies, more boxes. Eventually, Diane has 4 dead babies.
Basically, for Diane Odell, whenever she got pregnant and the father of the child wasn't around, she murdered that child. She was using murder as a form of abortion.
The murders only stop when Diane settles down with a new man and has 4 healthy children. But nearly 20 years later, her dark past will resurface. Diane has abandoned her personal possessions in an Arizona storage facility. When she doesn't pay the rent, the contents are sold. Thomas Bright thinks he's got a bargain.
I got a whiff of a musty smell out of it, you know, and there was some brown, flaky material, too.
Baby in this box.
There's a dead baby in the box!
Thomas calls in the police.
Yeah, I thought I'd pick up some
Not
stuff.
only do they find one baby, as they start digging through the boxes, there's another one. 2 babies. They start digging through more boxes, 3 babies.
Along with the bodies are documents and effects leading straight to Diane Odell. Back in New York, Detective Thomas Scalepi calls in Diane Odell for an extraordinary interview.
She was very articulate. She was almost like a grandmotherly type. I mean, she's an older woman, middle-aged.
Diane says the babies were all stillborn, and she couldn't afford a proper burial.
The odds of that, 4 babies being stillborn and 8 healthy children that we knew she had, were, to me, was minuscule. If there was some type of foul play, I wanted to get to the bottom of it. If the babies were stillborn, we had absolutely no charges. We had no charges against her at all. If the babies were born alive, naturally we had murder.
After more than 20 years, Diane is their only lead. Forensic testing of the remains can't distinguish misfortune from murder.
It is a determination that is extremely difficult to make, and a determination made years and years later on mummified remains would be virtually impossible.
But Diane will make the key admission.
How did you feel about that? The baby cried. The baby cried. The baby cried.
That's when she told us that, yes, the baby did gasp and cry. She eventually told us that all 3 babies gasped or cried.
The babies cried. When they were born, they were alive.
The only way they can build a case against her is if Diane Odell puts a noose around her own neck, which she just did.
She asked me, what do you think is going to happen to me? I said, Diane, what do you think should happen to you? And that's when she just looked at me and she says, I think I should go to jail.
Diane Odell is found guilty of 3 murders. She's serving the sentences concurrently. Over 25 years.
I think there was more to it than simply killing them because they were illegitimate. Most mothers love their child no matter what the circumstances of their birth are. Diane did not.
I was stunned. If you didn't want the child, give it up. There's agencies that could take the children. You don't have to kill them.
Even Diane's brother, Richard, finds it hard to forgive her.
I have no remorse over where she is. I was probably one of the first to applaud when I heard the verdict. You know, she didn't deserve any mercy. Not for what she did.
When a burnt-out car is found deep in the forests of Georgia, police smell something strange.
I smell some burning meat. I smell some flesh burning. And there's probably some poachers, you know, they shot a couple of deer and they're in the trunk. The sheriff pops open the trunk, looks down and says, "Those aren't deer, those are human beings."
Both of their bodies were riddled with bullets, many, many more than was necessary to kill them.
They are victims of the deadly revenge of a ruthless woman. Jessica McCord.
She's at the top of the list of the worst people I've ever prosecuted.
The first time Alan Bates kisses Jessica McCord, his life is set on a dangerous course. The easygoing boy from a good family has become her prey.
Jessica sets her sights on this guy, and that's it. That's my golden ticket for life. There's my white picket fence, my long days on the couch watching soap operas while I'm having his babies.
Jessica is soon pregnant. Alan decides to marry her. His family can't believe it.
We never imagined that he would end up with someone like that. Never.
To Alan's brothers, Kevin and Robert Bates, this looks anything but a perfect match.
It definitely feels like she was controlling from the beginning.
If you wanted me, you would have taken that phone call. What the hell's wrong with you? Don't touch me, I said.
She definitely seemed to have, or seemed to assert, a certain control over Alan and his thoughts and what he would want to do and how he would spend his time.
As the years pass, Jessica's behavior gets worse.
Okay, y'all want to pack that up now and start your homework?
We're fine.
Jessica was really the instigator of the arguments and the fights.
I said, pack the puppets away and do your homework.
Alan continually wanted to work on things. Alan was a Christian. He was dedicated to this marriage. He was dedicated to raising a good family, no matter what she did to him, it seemed.
I'll just go back to cooking the dinner like I always do. And you can sit down.
But Jessica just couldn't be happy enough.
You can go to your theater.
These aren't just mood swings. She suffers from borderline personality disorder and narcissism. Quick to anger, self-obsessed, dangerous. Jessica is the wife from hell.
A combination of somebody with borderline personality disorder and narcissistic personality disorder would be someone that would be almost impossible to be around on a daily basis. It would be the classic, it's all about me when it comes to that person.
After years of heartache and turmoil, Alan can see only one way out: divorce.
What the hell? You're not leaving.
Alan really is at his wit's end. He can't take it anymore.
Yeah, you just watch me.
You just watch me then.
She's starting to get violent. She comes at him with a butcher knife one day. And she goes to stab him, and he slams the door, and she, boing, she stabs the door instead.
Divorce is no escape. Instead, it triggers something far worse.
People with Jessica's personality disorders are not the kind of people that are going to be able to sit down with a spouse and work out the issues of a divorce or separation and child custody issues. Not at all. Nothing will make her happy. When she gets what she wants, she'll want more.
Vengeful Jessica declares war on Alan. The children are her weapons.
Jessica really begins to torment this guy with his children, using these children really as pawns in this game of chess.
Author M. William Phelps says Jessica is a master of mind games.
Visits would be planned with his children, and they wouldn't be there. He'd try to call him on a telephone. Jessica would say, you can't talk to him.
He's not coming.
Meanwhile, she turns around and tells the kids, see, he never calls you. He doesn't want to visit you.
Ain't your daddy here yet?
She's a narcissist, and she enjoyed that their life was her stage. And the players in this drama were Alan and those kids. And she had control over it all. That's one thing that Jessica loved to have, and that's control.
You said I'll be able to see the kids.
When a court gives Alan access, she ignores it.
Well, I don't know, maybe next week?
Come on, you know.
Nothing that the court said was ever going to influence Jessica's decision to even let him see the girls.
I want to see the kids.
She went as far as to try to change their names and put them in a different school. And then when we found out where they were, then she pulled them out and homeschooled them. And it was all in a kind of a desperate attempt to hide them from him.
The court will not be defied, and Jessica is briefly jailed for contempt. She makes a terrible promise. Someone has to pay.
Whatever Jessica wanted, Jessica was going to get. And if it required murder, that was fine.
My turn to see him, and I'm going to see him.
Alan Bates is a man in trouble.
Don't call him in.
When he divorces his wife, Jessica, he makes a vicious enemy.
It's over a 6-year period of time where in and out of court, he's fighting her for custody, he's fighting her just to see the kids.
Alan makes a fresh start with new wife, Tara.
I definitely feel that Tara was Alan's soulmate. She brought new life back into Alan when she came into his life.
Jessica, I'm sorry, I don't think I...
Jessica has found someone too.
Of course we can do this. I'm not gonna lose my girls, okay? I'm just not.
In Jeff McCord, she once again has a man she can control.
You know what to do. We've talked about it.
Jeff is the kind of guy who would, if he loved a woman, would believe anything she told him.
Think about it. Think about it.
But Jessica isn't getting on with life.
You're not gonna hit. Talk about
She's getting revenge.
it. Do it for me.
Alan was gonna ultimately get those kids away from her, and she could never allow that. She could not allow him to win.
Is this what you want? Huh?
She has a wicked plan.
Jessica goes to her husband, Jeff, and she says, Jeff, you gotta help me do something. The only way we're gonna get rid of him, because he's such a nuisance in our lives, is if you kill him. And Jeff McCord, a cop, he's a cop. His job every day is to save lives, keep justice, and stop violence. Says, well, we gotta come up with a plan.
A few days later,
Kids?
as planned, Alan and Tara arrive to pick up the children
Hey.
Hey, where are the kids?
Oh, they're inside. The girls
and
want
walk
to
straight into a death trap.
Come on. Come on, man. Come on.
Alan knew Jessica's violent history. She tried to stab him with a knife one time. I'm surprised, really surprised, he went into her home. I don't think he would have entered that home had it not been the lure that his children were going to put on a show for him.
Okay, y'all want to come downstairs here? Thought it'd be nice to have a little play in the den.
Jessica invites them into the living room and says, sit down on the couch. The kids are upstairs.
Let the girls know you're here.
Kids weren't even at the house at the time. Another lie.
Okay, they won't be long. You know, the girls have actually been quite sick.
Really?
Yeah, so I don't know if it's a good idea to be going out in this weather.
Look, we gotta get going, so...
And Alan is impatient. We gotta catch a flight, we gotta go. What's all this hospitality all of a
Well,
sudden?
Sam's actually been having trouble with her nap. Ain't she?
So Jeff just walks up, pulls the gun out of his back. She falls to the ground. Alan gets up. And he just fires at Alan 4 times. While Jessica sits and watches this murder unfold in front of her eyes, a murder she planned.
According to Chief Deputy District Attorney Roger Brown, the seeds of her appalling crime were sown years before.
She grew up in a broken home. Her mother and father were divorced, and her father was abusive, physically abusive to her and to her mother. He wound up killing a woman in Tennessee. I don't necessarily believe in the bad seed, but maybe she got it.
With 2 bodies in the trunk, the killers make a late-night dash across the state line into Georgia.
They pull the car into a field. They pour the gasoline around the car. They pour the gasoline on the bodies. They pour the gasoline on the seats of the car. Jeff goes over and he lights a paper towel and he throws it in the car. Nothing happens. What? So then Jessica goes over and takes care of it herself. She lights another paper towel, puts it in there, and it kind of... This car was just engulfed in flames.
Jessica's arrogance will be her undoing.
It is a misconception, as a rule, that you can burn a body by just pouring a little accelerant over it, such as gasoline or diesel fuel, and burning it. Because you see, when we use gasoline or diesel fuel, the temperature gets to 800 or 900 degrees. Temperatures of 1,500 degrees for a period of several hours are required to cremate a body, to reduce it to just ash. And most individuals do not tend to fire for that length of time.
The bodies survived the blaze, along with a bullet and a scrap of paper towel with a distinctive design. Retired Detective Laura Brignac says police find another vital clue.
Fortunately, during the fire, the license plate fell off of the car. And so immediately it was traced back to the Birmingham airport where Tara and Alan had flown into and rented the car.
When investigators find out where Alan and Tara were supposed to be, they close in.
They go to Jessica's house under a search warrant. They find paper towels that match that paper towel. And inside the garage, it came through the wall, they find another bullet that matches ballistically to that bullet found at the Georgia crime scene.
Even under arrest for murder, Jessica McCord is coldly defiant.
She was very cool and collected about it and gave off an impression that I will regain control and I'll win in the end. Jessica McCord is one of the most vicious, cold-hearted criminals that I've ever dealt with.
I've prosecuted hundreds of murder cases, some very mean and bad people. Jessica McCord is at the top of the list because she's truly evil.
Jessica and Jeff are found guilty of murder and sentenced to life. For Jessica, there's no chance of parole. she will die in jail.
This is a very sad story because from the moment Alan met Jessica as a teenage boy, it set his life on a path to destruction.
She took something from our family that was very dear to us for really no good reason. I think that what she did to her kids, to take their father away from them in such a manner, was the cruelest thing. They were truly the most innocent victims in the whole thing.
It's early morning in Selmer, Tennessee. Pastor's wife, Mary Winkler, is taking her daughters on a road trip.
She was taking them to the beach. She had always wanted to take them to the beach. The father, Matthew, had always promised to take them to the beach.
Okay, girls. Who wants to go to the beach, huh? Me! Okay, who wants burgers?
She wanted to take her girls to the beach to enjoy one last day before their lives as they knew them ended.
When the Winkler family is missing from church that night,
Hello, Matthew? Mary?
elders go to their home to find out why.
Everything looks in place. It's quiet. There doesn't seem to be any reason to be concerned.
Matthew? Mary? Matthew?
Until they walk into the marital bedroom.
Matthew? Drew, quick, come in here!
And there they find the body of their preacher laying dead and cold on the floor.
When Sergeant Roger Rickman attended the murder scene that day, he had no idea of the storm that was brewing.
We really wasn't sure what had happened. Mary was not there, the children were not there. We didn't know that, that they had been abducted or what.
Selmer is about to become the center of a case that will divide the country and shake a devoted congregation to its core.
Oh Lord, you have enticed me, and I was enticed. For whenever I speak, I must cry out.
For 2 years, Matthew Winkler has been pulpit minister at the 4th Street Church of Christ.
Matthew came from a line of preachers, his father and grandfather. That's what he did in life. That was his vocation.
Matthew's career means he is always in the spotlight, and so is his wife, Mary.
If you're a preacher, or a preacher's wife, or a preacher's child in a small town, you're constantly under a microscope.
But away from the eyes of the congregation, Mary is under even more intense scrutiny.
Look, we got French fries. They're really yummy.
Now that's a healthy meal, isn't it?
He expected more of Mary than anyone should expect of a human being.
Yeah, sure you can.
This was a marriage where the husband was in charge and made all the decisions. He would lose his temper. He would belittle her.
How many times do I have to tell you not to buy junk food for the kids?
A little treat every now and then, Matthew. It won't hurt them.
But I don't want them to get fat like you.
He was, I believe, very emotionally abusive.
criminal profiler Candice DeLong believes years of subservience took their toll on Mary's self-esteem.
We know the effects of ongoing verbal abuse from a husband to a wife has a long-term deleterious effect. It beats the spirit down.
Throw that in the bin.
They begin to believe what the offender is telling them, which is that they're worthless.
Don't talk back to me.
That's your ugly coming out in you.
Then one night, Mary receives a mysterious email that seems to offer a chance to prove she's not worthless.
She never could seem to make ends meet, and she saw what she thought was an opportunity. But unfortunately, her solution to financial difficulty was to get involved in what is commonly called a Nigerian scam.
Mary falls prey to an online fraud that sinks the Winklers deep into debt. Her secret plan to prove herself has backfired. And she can't bear to admit her failure to Matthew.
She couldn't find any way to sit down with her husband and say, I screwed up. I'm sorry.
I believe she kind of got in over her head over that, and she didn't want Matthew to find out about it, and I think that's why she done what she done to him.
Dawn on March 22nd, 2006. The last day of Matthew Winkler's life.
That morning, the baby was crying. We knew that Matthew liked to sleep. He kicks her out of the bed and go make the baby shut up. Matthew comes in, pinches the baby's nose, and holds his hand over the baby's mouth.
Matt, stop it. She can't breathe.
Horrified, Mary's protective instinct takes over.
Mary said that he suffocated the baby. That was Mary's choice of words. A momentary squeeze like that I would not call suffocation, but Mary did. And I think that raised up some internal rage.
Mary is seething. She wants to confront Matthew.
I think she was at her wit's end, and now she wasn't the one being punished. Her children were being punished.
But Mary knows her husband won't listen to her. Unless he's not given a choice.
She said that he always said that a shotgun like the one he had would make a hole this big in you. And that made her think that a shotgun would get his attention.
Get up. Get up, Matthew. I want to talk. I want to talk.
A tranquil morning in Selmer, Tennessee.
I do not think that Matthew Winkler spent 1 minute of one day of his life ever thinking that he had anything to fear from Mary Winkler.
Get up. Get up, Matthew. I want to talk.
Pastor's wife, Mary Winkler, has decided to stand up to her husband after years of abuse. What happens next remains in dispute to this day.
We only know what the physical evidence shows us, and we only know what Mary tells us. Mary got the shotgun to get his attention.
Get up. Get up, Matthew. I want to talk.
It's possible when Mary was holding the shotgun on Matthew that she did not intend to kill him, possibly that she was intending to scare him, taking back her own life. It is entirely possible that was her intention. Things didn't work out that way.
She shot Matthew in cold blood while he was sound asleep.
In my opinion, he never got out of bed. She just come in there in cold-blooded murder and shot him.
But that's not the way Mary's defense team sees the shooting.
There were some pillows on the floor where he had kicked her out of the bed earlier that morning. And I believe that she lost her footing.
Get up, Matthew, I want to talk.
Finger was on the trigger and it went off unintentionally.
Did she intentionally shoot him? I don't know. I can't say. I don't believe she did. I believe that our theory was that she either lost her balance standing on some pillows that he had kicked off the floor, or she went into some type of catatonic state and shot him and doesn't remember shooting him.
Investigators later find the telephone disconnected.
The telephone had been unplugged from the wall, in my opinion, to keep him from calling 911.
Taking the shotgun, Mary leaves her husband to die.
Then she took her 3 little girls, packed them into their car, and hit the road.
For 2 days, America holds its breath, fearing the worst for Mary and her kids. The search for them ends in Orange Beach, Alabama.
There was no one holding Mary. There was no one threatening her girls. It was just Mary and her 3 little girls at the beach. It was time for Mary to answer for what she'd done.
Just place your left hand on the Bible and raise your right hand.
Put on trial for her husband's murder. It is Mary who will emerge as the victim.
Mary painted a picture of a horribly victimized woman on the witness stand.
Marriage lasted right at 10 years. I believe it was 10 years of hell.
Mary's defense centers on 3 kinds of abuse she claims to have suffered at the hands of her husband: emotional, physical, and sexual.
She said that Matthew forced her to commit sexual acts that she didn't want to do.
According to author Diane Fanning, many of Mary's claims lacked proof or substance.
I just didn't buy those arguments. To me, to be sexually abused means that someone has to commit a sexual act on you that you don't want, and you've clearly stated you don't want it. And yet, Mary, after her trial, sat there on the Oprah Winfrey Show and said to that woman, "If I ever said no, Matthew stopped right away. In fact, if I ever flinched, Matthew stopped right away."
As proof of physical abuse, Mary points to a black eye she had suffered in previous months.
One time she was playing softball and a ball bounced up and hit her. Well, it hit her in the facial area. She had told us that later on he had jabbed her in that same area.
Have you seen my Mary's eye? Hopefully she learned to keep her eye on the ball.
Actually, I don't believe very much of anything she said in the trial. I think it was all made up, prefabricated, and the jury bought into it.
The jury's verdict will be one of the most controversial in Tennessee history.
They kicked out first-degree murder. They even kicked out second-degree murder. They settled on a manslaughter charge, and then the judge pronounced the verdict. He gave her 3-year sentence, but he made 2 of it on probation. Then he took away the time she served in jail before she got out on bail. And suddenly Mary had a sentence of 61 days remaining to serve. So Mary, who shot her sleeping husband in the back, would serve 2 months in prison, and part of it in a mental health facility, and nothing more. Mary got away with murder.
For defense attorneys Leslie Ballin and Steve Faris, the verdict is a triumph of justice.
It was an outstanding outcome. We took a person who had no voice in the system, and we spoke for her. We gave her what I believe was a good defense, an honest defense, a true defense, and we saved her life.
Today, Mary has custody of her 3 children and has begun a new life.
It's a happy family, certainly one without a father in the house, but she is doing great now, just super.
I describe Mary as a cold, calculated murderer. She premeditated Matthew Winkler's murder, and she followed through with it. I'm actually today still concerned for her kids because, you know, if she could do this to her husband, she could do anything.
America remains divided about Mary Winkler. Is she a battered wife who killed by mistake? Or a cold-hearted murderer who remains dangerous? At an exclusive school in an upscale suburb of Kansas City, a young student is about to leave early.
He was just a very sweet-looking child that was very easy to be around.
But this is no ordinary boy.
Robert Greenlease, the father of the boy, was said to be one of the 10 largest shareholders of General Motors.
And this is no ordinary woman.
Hi, Bonnie. Bonnie Hetty didn't seem to have a moral compass.
6-year-old Bobby Greenlease is not going home. Ever.
People didn't trust ever quite as much after that, and I'm sure that they locked their doors. I know my family did.
It's 1953, and post-war America is booming. As for Bonnie Hetty, she's turning tricks for $20 a time in her attic when she's not drinking.
She serviced 150 men over 2 or 3 years. And all was going well until she met a man named Carl Austin Hall.
Bonnie has one failed marriage behind her. But Carl, 10 years younger, looks like a real catch.
Oh, is that all you come in here for, my money?
No.
Bonnie was Carl in female form, and Carl was Bonnie in male form.
Well, then.
Not all.
With a lot in common, they click from the first day.
They both came from money. They both squandered it. They both became alcoholics, which was a huge part of their life.
Need more liquor, baby doll?
Yeah, will you get me some cigarettes?
And of all Bonnie's tricks,
You're a good girl.
Carl is the only one who wants to stay.
When Carl Austin Hall turned out to be the man who really warmed up to her after meeting, within 2 or 3 days, he moved in with her.
Author John Hedenry says Bonnie is easy prey for a manipulating man.
He sizes her up instantly as, you know, somebody who's not going to give him a lot of trouble, who's pliable, who's a drunk, and who will do what he wants her to do.
Carl once had a rich inheritance and spent it all. Now he has a plan to take someone else's family fortune. 6-year-old Bobby Greenlease will be Carl's new meal ticket.
Greenlee's family owned Cadillac distributorships in Kansas and all through the Southwest. Robert Greenlease was said to be one of the 10 largest shareholders of General Motors.
Ready to hit the road?
Yes, sir.
Great. You can drive today, okay?
Little Bobby means everything to his aging father.
Now give me a kiss.
A lot of people were quite aware of the fact that Mr. Greenlease was quite old when Bobby was born, and that Bobby was sort of the apple of his eye.
Pat Lidzenich went to school with Bobby Greenlease in the 50s. It was an innocent time.
Kansas City was an easy town in which to be a child. You felt totally safe. You could ride your bike anywhere, take the streetcar or the bus. People didn't lock their doors.
That innocence will let Carl and Bonnie
What am I
make
missing?
a killing.
$1 million is too much for one man to carry.
So how much then?
$600,000. In 10s and 20s.
He wants to hold little Bobby for ransom, but he needs a woman to make the kidnap.
Okay. I'll do it.
You'll do it?
I'll do it.
Bonnie falls for it. It will be a brazen kidnapping in broad daylight. At Bobby's school, the French Institute of Notre Dame.
Bonnie Brown Hetty came to the front door and told the nuns that Mrs. Greenlease had suffered a heart attack on the plaza and that she wanted to see Bobby and that she was his aunt and he was to go with her.
Bonnie is in luck. The principal, who may have challenged her story, is unavailable that morning.
The woman was neither the principal nor the sub-principal, but a humble nun who spoke very poor English. After she heard the story that Bobby's mother had had a heart attack, she of course believed it.
In the well-mannered world of little Bobby Greenlease, even a stranger is obeyed.
He didn't recognize the aunt, but he didn't show that he didn't recognize her. He just put his hand in her hand and went with her.
Bobby's classmates will never see him again.
Now we've got little Bobby.
Virginia Greenlease and her husband, Robert, have shocking news.
Is he all right?
Their 6-year-old only son has been abducted from school. The kidnappers demand $600,000 for his freedom. At that time, the biggest ransom in U.S. history.
Please, we just want you to know that we'll do anything, whatever it takes. Good. Good. Thank you, Mr. Green.
Carl Hall and Bonnie Hetty have chosen the perfect target. The rich parents are ready to deal.
We just want our boy back. Please don't hurt him.
Robert Greenlease and his wife were willing to give $600,000, the equivalent of $10 million in today's money, to this kidnapper, whoever he was. And they would go along with everything. They did not want the police to get involved in the least.
The Greenleases believe their money will save their only son. But Bonnie and Carl won't be keeping their side of the bargain.
I don't think my dog will ever be as big as your boxer.
Really? Well, how big are his paws? Because, you know, you can tell how big a dog is going to get by the size of its paws.
After driving to a clearing with Bonnie's dog as comfort for little Bobby, it's time for part 2 of the plan.
Where are you going?
I'm just going to take Chloe for a walk. You stay here with Carl, okay?
Seemed so strange to me that somebody that could care enough to have a dog with them and obviously care for a dog could do something as heinous as murdering this little boy.
Carl thinks Bobby will give them away if he's returned alive.
Come on, Chloe, let's go for a walk. You stay here with Carl, okay?
Bobby fought back rather vigorously. Hall punched him and knocked out 3 teeth, front teeth, which briefly stunned Bobby enough for him to take aim and fire the second shot. The bullet went right through Bobby's brain, splattering blood and brain tissue all over. It was a mess, a brutal murder scene.
The bloody murder of a 6-year-old doesn't seem to shock Bonnie. Whatever instincts she has for children vanish with her first marriage. She wanted a family once, but her first husband doesn't.
She got pregnant not once or twice, but 11 times. And each of those 11 times, her husband forced her to have an abortion.
It is then Bonnie starts drinking.
It's too early for you to be drinking.
Yeah?
Perhaps to dull the pain.
And what have I got to live for?
Bonnie wanted children very badly, but had one abortion after another. And then eventually said she became to hate the idea of children. I'm guessing that was nothing more than a defense mechanism to help her deal with the fact that she had allowed herself to have 11 abortions.
Now, Bonnie's scarred psyche is under the control of Carl Hall.
1, 2.
Cruelly, they string along the distraught parents.
They kept getting these ransom notes. So we kept thinking that, you know, he would come back safely at some point. And as it happened, of course, he didn't.
The Greenleases pay the ransom and wait for their son. He never shows. Bonnie and Carl go on the run with the ransom. Then one morning, Carl disappears.
After Bonnie had served her purpose in the kidnapping, Carl dumps her. He leaves her drunk in a hotel room with a couple $1,000s and takes off.
Carl goes on a drunken spending spree that attracts police attention. Under pressure, he confesses everything and leads police back to Bonnie and a tiny grave under a flower bed in her backyard.
He was a very trusting child. That's exactly how Hetty described him afterwards. that he just took my hand. He was a very trusting child.
Both are convicted of murder. Bonnie Heddy and Carl Hall will die side by side in the gas chamber.
You know, they're strapped in and they're blindfolded. The very last words that they spoke was, Hetty says, "Carl, I love you." And he said, "I love you too."